Let me get this situated in a way where we can see each other right. Okay, you guys, bear with me. Okay. Did I get it? I think I got it. What's up, grown folks? This is your hostess with the mostest, Donna Smith, aka Lady D, on the afternoon thoughts. Yes, I hope y'all can hear me. I man, I'm having an awesome day. It's warm outside. I had a moment to take to share some stuff with y'all, some thoughts, and I'm feeling cool. How you doing? How y'all doing? I had some challenges earlier in the day. Was worried about my son that was having some little medical things going on, but he's okay. He's okay. So, God be with him and me and us at this time, but he's gonna be fine. He's a trooper. But anyway, it's it's one of those days where you gotta kind of, you gotta be thankful for everything that's happening in a positive way. You gotta be at a certain point where your focus is there to get your get your what do I want to say? Get your money on, get your hustle on, get your grind on. Do some things that you gotta do to get you to the next level. I had even thought about taking a little course at work to learn something new, just to have something else tucked under my belt. It's always good to add on or to grow and to, put yourself in a different status to just to just be on a different plane, to elevate, in every aspect and way that you can. The more seeds that you have to sprinkle, the greater the harvest. And that's one of my thoughts and messages for today. To keep pushing, grown folks. Don't stop. Keep aiming, keep reaching, keep doing what you do, and everything will work out. So on that note, I wanted to switch tunes. I had someone come to me in regards to an ex of theirs that has been pushing and pushing and pushing, trying to get back with them. And, things didn't work out when they were together. Um, they were younger, they have children, and now they've become more mature in life and, moved on to bigger and greater things. And this particular ex has realized that, I messed up. I messed up and I want you back. So I'm going to show you that. And they've been trying everything to get them back. Everything they should have did, could have did, would have did, wanted to do, didn't do, you name it. They are trying to get it. And the person is confused because they're showing them in every way now the things that they should have showed them then. The kids are not grown yet. They're still school age kids, and they both have other interests with someone else, but they both love each other, totally love each other, and want to try again. But the lady who came to me, she's very, very apprehensive, and she's scared to take that chance because of everything that did not go right when they were together. And now her life is on a more mellow, smooth type of trail. And she's like, I don't know if I want to take that chance. But I love him. I love him. But I don't know. So what do you guys think? I have this thing, and I've mentioned it before in one of my afternoon thoughts, if you get to the point where you leave or it's all bad and you've tried, why go back? At the same time, especially when you're young, people go through stages of maturity in life. Whereas, when you're younger, you may do things in a way that uh, was very immature, was without wisdom, was without thought, was without effort. And as you grow and mature, you realize that, man, I messed up. Shit. I should have did that all different. And some people do change with maturity. And, you know, it's easy to forgive, but sometimes it's very difficult. Most times it's very difficult to forget. So that is one of the things that stand in the way. But should you waste your time and give that situation the opportunity to possibly crush you again, whereas you got a new connection, you may not love them in the same way, but they haven't crushed you either. So what would you do? What would you do? Just something to think about. What advice would you give this young lady who's trying to battle with, man, my kids need their dad around, and, they love their dad, and I love their dad has changed and he's coming at me hard. Maybe I should give him a chance. What would you guys tell her? What would you tell her? What would you do? Hmm. That's an afternoon thought for you. So, and another thing I wanted to talk about, I was going to talk about on my show on Sunday, but I didn't get a chance to get to it. And it was the DUI situation. It was the, having friends or relatives who drive under the influence. And they do it often. They've gotten away with it, but they do it. And you've tried everything. You've tried when you're together at functions, you've tried to kind of stop them from drinking too much. But of course, grown folks gonna do what they want to do. So if they like to drink, who are you to try to stop them, right? Some people even take their keys and hide them, or threaten them with, you're not going anywhere if I can help it, type of thing. But here you got the big fight and the big situation going on because they grown, they want to do it their way. And it's hard to reason with a drunk. And usually people who have drinking issues or no filters per se, they don't know when to stop. So they continue drinking and drinking and drinking until they get to the point of either passing out or so damn drunk that you can't even reason or ration with them. And that's a big concern. What has worked for you in regards to helping someone out that you care about that drives and drink? Because not only can they kill themselves, they can kill others that's in the car with them, that's outside the car. They can kill innocent people that's driving near them, running into folks, running into houses, cars, diving off the bridge, anything. I mean, their perception is totally different when you have been drinking. So, how do you deal with someone who insist on taking the wheel, have their own keys, their car, they're at a function that perhaps you're given, or you guys maybe went together, and they insist on driving? Now, if you rode with that person, you may suggest that you drive, but sometimes they don't even want to work with you with that. And it depends on how much you had to drink. Because the only thing we need is zero point 0.8 in our system to be over the legal limit of drinking. So you don't necessarily have to be drunk. You could be feeling all right, but just a little something, and you got that level, and you going to jail. You're driving under the influence. So it's not cool. But what would you do? What would how would you deal with a friend or someone who is struggling with that? And excuse me, you guys, I'm trying to adjust that. How would you deal with someone who's struggling with the DUI mentality and they just don't care, but they're on your watch? They're at your house, they're at your function. Um, a lot of times you don't like inviting them to things because you know that they don't have a filter and they're going to get drunk. And some people get drunk and they act a certain way that is totally embarrassing and nerve-wracking to everyone, family, everyone. And you just don't want to deal with it. So they get their feelings hurt. Well, don't nobody invite me to nothing. Don't nobody invite. Well, don't nobody want to invite you anything if it's alcohol involved. Don't nobody want to take you anywhere if it's alcohol involved. And if you suspect that you have an issue, it takes one to identify that there is a problem, that there is an issue, and that they need help. There's nothing that we can do. We can't stop a person from drinking that don't want to stop. We can't force a grown person to go into a rehab or to get help if they haven't admitted that they have a problem. Unless they do something to break the law, and then you have the judge that mandates you have to go to this program or else. And then sometimes if you've had a couple of DUIs, which are very pricey, you guys, thousands of dollars on your record forever, it stands in the way of certain certain employment opportunities. Um, Man, it's it's life changing. You don't want a DUI. So lo and behold, you turn around and get a second one or perhaps a third one. The judge, depending on the day he's having or she, and the mood and the damage that you've done, they locking you up. You gonna sit in jail for some time, and then they gonna mandate that you go and get yourself some help, and you still paying thousands of dollars. And Lord and behold, you have not hurt or killed anyone in the process of your actions. So get help. Get help today. It's not worth it. I had to mention that I have a couple of people that I've run across recently that kind of did too much with their drinking and wanted to still take the wheel. It wasn't a pretty picture. If I had access to their car keys, I would have taken them, but I couldn't get to them. So thank God they ended up being okay, but it's a risque thing, and I don't ever want to be put in that situation. People that I know that don't have filters, drink too much, behave in a certain way. I really don't hang out with them like that as far as letting them be the designated driver in their car. Um, some events I won't even go to with them because I know they're going to embarrass me or act a certain way because they've overindulged. So I'm cool. I love you, but I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. So that was an afternoon thought. And another one is this, you guys. Now, we all, you know, well, I'm not going to say we all, but some of us have been in situations where at work you have become very attracted to someone that you possibly want to get to know a little better, maybe perhaps go out with sometime. talk to on the phone, kind of get to know their persona a little bit more. There's an attraction there. What do you say about getting to know and into those that you work with? What do you guys feel about that? I mean, because there's pros and there's cons. If the situation becomes really, really deep and you have to see each other every day at work, and it may be a little bit more different and tolerable, say, if you work for the same organization, however, you work in different departments where you don't even cross each other's path at work. That's kind of different. Maybe that could be tolerated, maybe. But the thing about working in the same environment and you gotta, you see each other, sometimes you're gonna be going to lunch together, they're gonna be all up in your business, trying to see who's trying to holler at you. What if you've had an argument, or you live together and you've had an argument, or you don't live together and you had an argument but you didn't want to talk about it, and you got to work and you didn't want to bring it to work, so you was trying to, you know, diss that person in regards to your personal stuff at work, and they kept pushing and pushing and want to talk and do this and that and that, then you got that you got to deal with. And then you may have other people that's interested in you, and they know that you with John Blow or Susie May, and they can tell that y'all pissed at each other because on this particular day, you don't have much to say to one another, and the attitude is obvious that something's going on. So then they start trying to poke, get at you, get at your little weak spot because you got a situation, so you know you may be vulnerable. You got those. So the work thing, you guys, I don't know. I don't know about that. Years ago, I went there with someone at work, and I'm going to tell you, it became a nightmare from hell. We was cool friends before it got real deep and steamy, and it became a nightmare from hell. But that's just my experience. Some people may say they've had great experiences with it. I mean, I don't know, but I'm especially when you have to see each other every day, cross each other's path, deal with each other. When do you have your out? You know what I'm saying? Usually you go to work, they go to work, you got your woosah moment with interacting with other people, being away from each other for 8, 9, 10 hours of the day, and it gives you that woosah, okay? But when you are working together, you're up in each other's mug at work, you up in each other's mug at home because you're living together. When is it out? And then folks will say, well, you still have to do that quality time date thing. Well, hell, you're doing the quality time around the clock with each other. That may be a good thing for some. It may be a bad thing for others. So what do you think, grown folks? What do you think about the dating or getting into a serious situation with someone at work that is filling you, and then it climbs and elevates to a different level? Something to think about. And then another thing I want to bring up too, before I head back to where I gotta go, is when you have children, I think I talked on this one a little bit before too. When you have children and you break up and you have one of the parents that is just being El Jerko, butthole, to put it nicely, in regards to you being able to be a part of your child's life. if anyone has any information or feedback as to how you deal with that, I know it's the courts. You can go to court and you can file for certain visitations. Um, but what happens too if they take this child out of state? Just being a total El Jerko. Um, what rights do you have as a parent when that occurs? Because at the end of the day, typically both parents, whether your whatever your monetary state is, whatever your situation is, as long as you're not being abusive and got issues that would be detriment or harmful to the children, there's no reason why both parents can't be into the kid's life in a positive way, even if you're not together. You have to be mature enough to share with that. You have to be mature enough to not talk about the other parent in front of the kids in a very negative, derogatory way. Some are victorious with doing that. For some reason, it makes them feel like, ugh, invincible, like they are the powerful king or queen because they're belittling dad or they're belittling mom. And it goes back to how you were raised, what was missing in your life, how you were done by a parent or both parents or whatever. And a lot of times we mimic the cycle. I hear people a lot of times say, younger generation, well, when I have my kids, I'm not gonna do XYZ. I'm not gonna send my kids through this like my parents did, blah blah. And a lot of times they end up doing the same thing. Why? Because they haven't gotten help for the issues that they had to deal with. So now you've mimicked that onto your kids. And if you stop and just focus for a minute, you're doing the same thing your daddy did. You're doing the same thing your mama did. Or you're doing things out of spite because you're still bitter and upset about what mommy or daddy or both did. Okay? You have to break the cycle. You have to break that cycle. Nobody suffers but the children. The children suffers in the end. They didn't ask to come here. You lay down with whoever, whether you dislike them now, you loved them then, and you made that baby. You made the baby. The baby is here. The child is growing up, has grown up. You are both biological parents. It doesn't matter who you decided to get with that you think is better than who you had the baby with or who's worse. At the end of the day, they still have biological parents and they have every right to be respected by both. Hey, Malcolm, what's up? They have every right to be respected by both and for both to respect one another because kids mimic that. You don't want them to grow up and feel and see that this is the way, dysfunctional way that things should be done. Stop hating on daddy. Stop hating on mommy. Stop it. That's just a big pet peeve of mine. I have had kids and situations didn't work out, but I never bad-mouthed daddies. I never set up and tried to make them feel or make the kids think that they wasn't I never did that. And trust me, I was pissed off about a lot of things. With the breakups and stuff, but I never did that. Kids come to their own eventually by actions and what they see and what they experience and all that. You don't have to salt the parent to them. It's disrespectful. It really is. So, you guys, I had to sprinkle those afternoon thoughts. You know your hostess with the most is Donna Smith, a.k.a. Lady D. We'll get to talking, and man, stuff come, and I have to bring it out to you. I hope that these topics, or at least one of them, have made you go, and think about some things because we grown. And a lot of these topics in conversation are real life grown folk stuff. If you ain't going through it, been through it, or know somebody that's going through it, Or you may even perhaps later go through it. But trust me, it's life stuff. Ain't nothing made up about none of these topics. This is some real really though. So y'all just wonderful. I want you to know you guys are amazing. I love you. I thank you for chiming in. I thank you for being here with the afternoon thoughts. I thank you for your chats, for saying hi, for letting me know you're around, you're present. I thank you for viewing these videos. I thank you for sharing these videos, liking these videos, and subscribing to my channel. Because of you guys, I thrive and continue to do what I do. My subscribers are going up. My likes are off the chart. My videos are being shared. Man, what a blessing. Let's keep doing what we do. And on that note, I'll see you guys back on Thursday for some afternoon thoughts and conversation with you grown folks. Have a great day.